Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to what appears to be From the Depths with me, Zacargo. I'm kidding, this is actually From the Depths with me, Zacargo, and I have some announcements. Now, the channel has been dark for a little while. We had a holiday week here in the US. If you're not from the US, it was Thanksgiving, where we just we eat because it's delicious. A very American thing to do. Anyway. With the holidays out of the way and a lot of the secret stuff that I've been working on in the background, well along its progress path, I figured it was time to just give a little bit of an update. And God, I didn't get finished getting rid of all the decorations. Why are you injured? Alright, whatever. We'll come back to this later. On to the announcements. The first, and I think the biggest announcement, is that I'm going to be making some Armored Cores. Now, if you're not familiar with Armored Core, it's a game franchise from a long time ago, although there's a new one coming out. It's a very Japanese game. It's a mech fighting game where you customize your own mech and then you go to war with it. I'm making my own mechs. I'm going to be doing a whole sort of cinematic intro into the Quest for Neater campaign, and boom, that's announcement number 2. Yeah, it looks like that's the second one. We're going to be doing the Quest for Neater with Armored Cores. We'll be trying out a cinematic thingamadoo. It's something I haven't done before, so yeah. Anyway, on the back end, I've been building a whole lot of props. I've been building, customizing cabins, gathering assets, making structures to try to do my own cutscenes in. It's weird. I have some funky ideas, and I hope it'll be pretty cool. Before we get into some more specifics on exactly how I'm making these Armored Cores, I want to talk just a little bit about my custom faction. So the Armored Cores are going to be the magnum opus of my custom faction, and the custom faction itself is going to be pretty tied to the cinematic story thing that I'm trying to do. But I have a few designs that I'm willing to share with you here today. These are the 4 ones that I think are closest to completion. All of them still need work. This one, these are all basically unnamed too. They have either meme names or, like, look at this, New Faction Cruiser. Best name. How are you supposed to compete with that? I mean, look at it. This thing really deserves a good name. By the way, it's a battleship that's gyro stabilized. Anyway, real quick, I'll just go over the roster that we've got so far. We have the Penguin Assault Club sub, named so because it looks like an emperor penguin on either side of it. Of course, this is the correct orientation, and that's the real head. It just has 2 fake imitation. It's a submarine with torpedoes on it. This thing is also gyro stabilized. It's got gyros for yaw. It's got internal gyros for pitch. It's got thrusters for the rest of it. So a little bit of a manta ray sort of shape for a submarine there. And then over here we have this little Hydro Bot. It's a cheap little tank, only 35,000 materials for what it is. It floats just on the surface, so I guess it should be 2 blocks lower, because it's like the detection components are out of the water, and this armor ring in the torso. So a cheap little sort of tank that I can use to sort of deploy to guard my own territory, or as a sub vehicle to back up other things. We'll get to that bad boy in a minute. And then over here we've got the Skeeter Mark II. I didn't have anything else to call it, so it's sort of the spiritual faction successor to the Skeeter. It has synchronized weapons. It has gyros all over it, so its roll and its pitch and its yaw are all gyro stabilized, and other than that, it's a thruster craft. The weapons are all synced up, so it fires in a machine gun fashion as well. Very, very happy with how this has turned out. Of course, all of these need a little bit more work before they are done. They need some more just fine tuning, generally speaking. The New Faction Cruiser over here, this of course has a helmet sort of affixed. The bridge is a helmet, so I really love this particular design. The eye, of course, is on an AI-controlled turret. You can't really see it here, but the eye will follow whatever we are fighting. And if we just pop over to here, the whole back missile launcher is able to rotate as well. I do intend to clean up this aesthetic. I know there looks like there's a lot of clipping going on right now, and I want to fix most of that. Like right here looks awful. welcome to my YouTube video where I tell you about the parts of my craft that look awful. No, but to get a better look at this thing, it's got these sort of stabilization things going on out the side, making it all look nice and angular. The water level's about here. I'll go over here. Water level's about like that with the blue indicator. We got a torpedo launcher on the side. We got some vertical missiles up in the front. We got an APS over here. We got this bad boy swarm missile launcher in the back. Of course, laser munition defense on it as well. This is not the finished design. This is just for testing purposes. None of these are finished, and that's the last time I'm saying that disclaimer. None of them are finished. And then we pop over here and we have the current armored core that is in the works. I'm calling this one Armored Core Working in Progress. Nice. As you can see, I'm bad at naming things for now, but I guess I should tell you, normally I have an honor rule against armor clipping, and this is not the first time I've attempted to build mechs. Given my experience attempting to build this about 3 times before, we are completely discarding the honor rule of no armor clipping, I suppose. So if we take a look in here, we've got this big open empty space inside here, and I feel like the wrong version of this fortress spawned. Let me just make sure I didn't accidentally save this in the wrong spot. A fresh version, which of course, now all of my props are over there, and the proper one that I'm working with is over here, but whatever. Anyway, if we take a look inside the leg here, we're going to go with the quadruped design for the first mech. So these legs are going to be behind the chassis. These are the rear legs. And why are those mimics in the wrong spot? Oh, they're supposed to look like this. And why is that block not painted? We'll fix it later. Anyway, the point is, inside here, we have this little stone casing where EMP cannot pierce. And then we have these spin blocks here. And then on these spin blocks, we are going to take these cartridges and paste them on the spin blocks and clip them inside of the whole thing. Now, the reasons for this are many, but it has to do with, if you want to fit all the compartments that you need into this tiny and compact of a space, and you want them to be armored, then I would have to make this about 15 wide or more instead of 9 wide, and aesthetically pleasing. So it would be like 16 or 17 wide to get the same sort of aesthetic detail on a much bulkier craft, and it would just be it's super heavy, super ugly, super non-compact, all of that. This is primarily an aesthetic build, and so I'm dispensing with the armor clip honor rule for the sake of the aesthetics of this build. It's the only way to make it work. Now, armor clipping itself is pretty OP unless you start putting things like engines on spin blocks. Engines on spin blocks are very frail. Not only is it an engine or an ammo store in the case of this bottom one, but if the spin block gets destroyed, that's it for your entire engine. So it's a pretty high risk, high reward sort of thing, all or nothing. I'm not the biggest fan of spin blocks and armor clipping is what I'm trying to say, but it is necessary for what we are trying to go for. So the overall design, let me just get one of these loaded in here. Yeah, one of these. Torso itself. You may have noticed that was already 500,000 materials. So the idea here is, let's go ahead and raise it up another, 10? Yeah, ish. All right, so we're going to be attaching a couple of these sort of on angles coming out the back, and then we're going to be, did I already mention it's a quadruped? It's going to be a quadruped, so there's going to be another couple legs coming out the front. Now, as for the arms, I'm going to be going for a shotgun weapon on one, which I'm keeping most of the details of that under wraps. I'll tell you that it's a shotgun, but you know, I don't have a finished product yet, so I don't want to offer anything I don't have. So it will be a shotgun. And for the other arm, I'm thinking I want to do a full harried shield, and I'm considering ways to do that now. I'm not sure if this craft is going to go out over the water or not. I'm hoping that it will be flight capable, if not extremely expensive to do so. It's gonna have 4 legs, a whole shield, some shoulder-mounted weapons, and 2 whole arms. So it's gonna be an expensive boy. Going with a little bit of a Halo Spartan aesthetic for the very first one. You may have noticed I'm not trying to mimic the Mark V helmet exactly. Just the same general shape. Obviously, Spartans are not 4-legged, so I'm deviating. But yeah, I wanted to give everyone a little bit of an update because I know the YouTube channel has been kind of dark. If you have been following the Discord, then you know that I've been streaming a lot on Twitch. I've been streaming RimWorld, and I've been streaming a new game. Let me just tab out to find the name of that real quick. It escapes me all the time. It's called Against the Storm. It's a roguelike city builder. It's pretty fun. And yeah, the VODs from the streams will be going up, but when exactly I get around to editing them down and chunking them out is hard, because I need to keep Total War coming out. I need to keep working on this from the next faction, and I want to keep streaming. So, you know, time is a valuable thing, as it were. But yeah, RimWorld VODs won't come out until that colony has reached whatever conclusion it comes to. Against the Storm VODs will hopefully be out soon. I'm thinking about chunking that up into 1-hour segments and then just uploading those. And yeah, if we end up, we might end up streaming some FTD build stuff. So if you're interested, hit my Discord for notifications for that. There's a whole chat that's just notifying when I go live on Twitch. So if you want to know what's going on, that'll be there. And yeah, links to my Discord and Twitch should always be in the description of my videos. If the link to the Discord is not working, do let me know. It's been a while since I updated it, although it seems to be working, but you know, you never know. I hope that you're hyped for this, because I'm hyped for this. I'm very, very hyped for this. Thank you all very much for watching, and hey, if you guys are as hyped for this as I've hyped myself up way too much for this. Did I mention ADHD right here? But did I mention that it's all on turrets and that it will look at whatever we're fighting? And why is it looking at me? I'm not sure I like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and check ourselves from there. But yeah. Anyway, if you are looking forward to this, be sure to give the channel some love. Likes, comments, shares, so on and so forth really help this do well. And hey, when the YouTube channel's doing well, it just kind of serves as extra encouragement for me to keep going. And maybe it helps me make progress. Plus, I'm also going through a lot of this in the hopes that some people will enjoy it on YouTube. And if the channel gets more traffic, then that means that hopefully more people get to see it. And that means that hopefully more people who enjoy it will see it. So, you know, that's kind of the idea, sort of a pay it forward thing. To tell you a little bit how much that stuff actually matters, the Total War videos, there was one Total War video that got 2 likes on it. And that particular Total War video ended up with over 100 views, whereas the rest of them averaged somewhere just over 10, which, I mean, these are weak T numbers, but the point is just a few clicks can go a real long way in supporting a YouTuber. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed. I've been Sicargo, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting this done and tackling the quest for Neater. I have actually never beaten the quest for Neater. Admittedly, I don't even know that I directly tried to. I think I got most of the way through it once, and then I think work pulled me away from this game. I was just too busy working to have time to play, and yeah. But anyway, real excited. Let's go ahead and perch here like I'm a parrot, and get a nice cinematic. Me and my robot friend. But which one is me? And which one is the robot friend? That's for you to find out. That's enough rambling from me. I hope you're hyped for it. I know I am. Come join me on the Discord and on stream if you're feeling up to it. And for now, I'm out of here.